The purpose of the case study is to investigate Turk Telekom in regards to Phase 1 of the Marketing Strategy Blueprint Where Are We Now? This is investigated by looking at various internal and external analysis, including completing a market scan through a pest analysis, SWOT analysis, and applying Porter's 5 forces. Turk Telekom is a communications company which operates out of Turkey in the landline industry and mobile phone services, and also owns 89.99% of the third largest telecommunications company, Avia. Turk Telekom represents the highest market share in local and national calls at 89 and 79%, and was a state-owned company with exclusive rights for all telecommunications services on fixed lines. Turk Telekom was privatised in 2005, and during the privatisation, broadband infrastructure was transferred to TTNet, who at the time occupied approximately 80% market share. After privatisation, Turk Telekom was responsible for providing the services of 6.9 million ADSL lines, 15.8 million landline phones, and 11.8 million GSM users.
By undertaking the pest analysis, a number of factors influencing Turk Telekom have been identified. The political issues impact the business with new laws introduced, for example the Turkish Electronic Communication Law, regulated since 2008. The Ministry of Transportation is now responsible for policies and strategies for electronic communication services, and the Turkish government hold overarching approval for board members appointed to the telecommunication authorities. In terms of economic issues, the mobile market is highly penetrated by 70.1 out of 76.5 million of the population with a mobile subscription. Turkey operations is the 17th largest economy in the world and 6th largest across Europe. These economic factors lead into social factors whereby the median age of 50% of the Turkish population is under 30. Finally, technological factors show that there has been a significant investment in 3G and fibre technology, and smartphones are displaying an upwards trend of 73% of the population using one. The first phase of Porter's 5 forces is the threat of new entry. Because the market is already saturated with other telecommunication providers and the significant investment required for starting such a business, the threat of a new entrant is less likely. The second phase is buyer power. Turk Telekom have been forced to reduce prices given an increase in fixed line operators and consumers substituting to mobile alternatives. Turk Telekom as a business will see a threat of substitution, which means products such as fixed line and broadband services are under threat by mobile services, with more users turning to smartphones for everyday tasks. Also, due to the increase of suppliers, Turk Telekom now has less supplier power in fixed broadband and telephone markets due to the significant number of providers with similar offerings, but has increased power in the mobile network industry after smartphones were introduced and must be taken into consideration for companies to maintain market share and competitiveness. Strengths identified for Turk Telekom include that they hold the highest market share in both local and national calls on fixed communication lines, and also penetrating various markets including subsidiaries Avia and TTNet. Weaknesses identified include consumers shifting from fixed telephone and broadband to mobile-related communication services, as well as lack of capitalisation on available market share in mobile services, which are resulting in reduced market share in comparison to the big three operators. Various opportunities have been identified for Turk Telekom, and these include expanding market due to young population's desire for new technologies, significant investment made into fibre deployment infrastructure, and income levels recorded constant increases in recent years, providing market opportunities. Threats that can impact Turk Telekom include international political unrest and conflict present in Turkey, increase in demand accompanying population growth, increasing difficulty to keep up, as well as the scarce resources, and also high taxes are payable in the communication sector. In completing the pest analysis and SWOT analysis, major issues that have been identified for Turk Telekom include low capitalisation of the mobile telecommunication market, the increase in competition in the growth areas of mobile and broadband services, and also the revenue drop in fixed line services due to increased substitution for mobile services amongst the population. The closest competitor to Turk Telekom in Australia is Telstra, who is the market leader in the fixed-line telecommunications sector. Telstra owns 100% of the wholesale broadband network and also competes in the broadband and mobile space under its subsidiaries. Similarly, Telstra faces increased competition and the broadband market and mobile market and failing revenue from fixed-line services. Some key issues Turk Telekom would encounter if operating in Australia include the implementation of the National Broadband Network, slow Australian growth, which is 1.7% compared to Turkey's 5%, as well as high employment costs, with the minimum monthly wage in Australia being $2,778.60 compared to Turkey's $635.43. The rise of internet usage has increased demand for high-speed broadband internet. This presents an opportunity for Turk Telekom to increase revenue in an already growing sector. Turkey's lack of a national broadband initiative means that at this present time, Turk Telekom has 100% market share on the wholesale broadband lines. This presents an opportunity for Turk Telekom to reposition themselves as a premium provider of high-speed broadband towards their consumers. The strategy of positioning their product by differentiation provides an opportunity to gain a competitive advantage. Differentiation allows Turk Telekom to prey on consumer knowledge of being the infrastructure owner by marketing broadband products as an upscale offering. A high price would create a high perceived value. An alternative strategy is to apply a hybrid-based model, whereby Turk Telekom offers their products at a moderate price, but at perceived higher value than similarly priced competitors. Advantages of this strategy are determined by the effective use of the company's resources in order to lower cost to increase profit. If competitors aren't able to react or use resources effectively, competitors would lose market share. Additionally, this would then provide customer brand loyalty. Disadvantages are that the perceived value and price must be seen as correct to the customer for it to be successful. Competitors are able to react via cloning, where they adopt a similar strategy, or riding, where they match and added benefits while maintaining their existing position. This would make the strategy unsuccessful. Under Avia, Turk Telekom currently holds 19.93% of the mobile telecommunication market share, with the remainder 80.07% held by the two big competitors. A positive outlook is that market penetration is not necessary and there is strong growth in the mobile sector. Turk Telekom needs to increase market capitalisation in this area in order to stay competitive and increase profit. Holding the smallest market share, going on the offensive as a market challenger will help increase market capitalisation and potentially take market leader position. A frontal attack, where a firm challenges the competitors directly at its weak points, is a possible strategy. This could be by positioning the user, allowing the firm to tailor products according to the market segment with the highest potential to grow revenues. If this segment is the price-sensitive consumer, then the effective strategy is a cost leadership strategy. This is where the firm aims to be the lowest cost producer in the industry. Advantages are that rapid market share can be gained as price-sensitive consumers are likely to follow. Profits can be made with large volumes and economies of scale. However, this strategy means that the firm is taking the view that the price-sensitive consumers are the most important target segment due to relying highly on them. This positioning also means that small margins for the business, high costs, and disloyal customers. Alternative positioning involves being based on usage. The firm creates the image that the brand's product is appropriate for that situation. This could be marketing the brand and product as the choice for consumers who require high mobile internet data, high talk time, low international roaming rates. Disadvantage of this strategy is that the firm is marketing themselves to the needs of a particular market segment. More advantageous position would be employing a lean competitive strategy where the firm simultaneously pursues cost leadership and differentiation. This involves creating a perception of high-value product with an average price, leading to an increase in market share. This could include developing a product that offers a choice of differentiation at a low price, appealing to both the price-sensitive and flexible-conscious consumer. This is an encirclement attack strategy where the firm attacks both the front and flanks of the competition, and it involves the high amount of firm's resources. Though Turk Telekom holds the market leader position for fixed-line voice communication, mobile voice traffic accounted for 92.4% of all its voice traffic. This shows an overwhelming use of mobile over fixed-line for communication. A strategic decision must be made to address the decline of fixed-line subscribers. Utilising an offensive tactic of expanding market share allows the market leader to protect its current position while increasing market share. The advantages of this strategy is that it leads to an increase in profitability and a decrease in the competitor's market share. Tactics include price incentives, improved distribution, or new products such as free fixed phone line included into Turk Telecom's broadband packaging. Disadvantages of this strategy are that the increased resource cost may not translate into an increase in profit, even though with an expansion in market share. This is due to the reduction of the fixed-line telecommunication market as a whole and its low revenue nature. An alternative strategy involves protecting the market share by defence, particularly in contraction defence, where a shift of resources from areas of low potential into areas of high potential. Advantages are that it allows resources to be employed effectively in areas of growth, such as mobile telecommunications. Disadvantages include a reduction in market share as well as customers shifting to competitors that better fit their needs, including losing customers in other areas of the business. An alternative defence strategy is a consolidation strategy where the only aim of the business is to cost in that area. Its advantage over a contraction strategy is that savings come from a cost reduction without redeployment of resources, thereby maximising cash flow. This strategy works well in a saturated or already diminishing market. Disadvantages of cost cutting include a potential reduction in product quality and support. Additionally, without the redeployment of resources means that the firm isn't maximising its potential.
Analysis of the Turk Telekom case study seek to provide an insight into industry and the current position of the firm. Pest analysis, portfolio forces, and a SWOT analysis were used for internal and external evaluation. Issues identified include the increase in competition from the broadband market, and a possible solution involved the positioning of the firm's product via differentiation, premium product, and a high price. A hybrid-based model offers greater value at a moderate price, low capitalisation of the mobile telecommunications markets, and solutions were to employ either a frontal attack or encirclement attack strategy. Major internal issues found were a weak capitalisation of the mobile market and a decline in revenue from the fixed-line communication market. Major strengths included highest market share in the fixed-line market and subsidiaries in broadband and mobile sectors. External analysis unveiled threats from the rise in smartphone usage and the inability to take advantage of it, and competitor saturation in the broadband and mobile sector. Possible opportunities for the significant investments in the fibre network, increase in smartphone usage, growing demand for technological products, and a strong local economy. Finally, an analysis was done on how Turk Telekom would operate in an Australian setting. In Australia, the closest organisation with a similar position was Telstra. Some of the key issues identified that would have to be addressed were the obsolescence of a wholesale broadband network with a move towards an NBN, the substantially slower annual GDP growth, consumers unwilling to pay premium pricing, and a high employment cost. Recommendations. As a result of a revenue drop in fixed line services due to an increase in mobile telecommunications, the most feasible solution to this problem would be to expand market share by adopting aggressive marketing tactics to become the market leader. There are many opportunities present for Turk Telekom to take advantage of. These include an expanding market, which now includes a younger population as they develop a want for new technologies, as well as income levels continuing to rise. The weakness in buyer power shows Turk Telekom being forced to reduce prices due to consumers substituting to mobile alternatives. To address this problem, Turk Telekom needs to penetrate the mobile market to increase their market share. Of the case study analysis, let's look at the implementation of the strategies. Prospective consumers to Turk Telekom are both men and women, mostly targeting under 30s, however over 30s are definitely not excluded. The target consumer already uses or is looking to use a smartphone. Turk Telekom will target to touch on the cultural nerve to Turkish people that encompasses their close interpersonal relationships. The use of smartphones on their service will allow them to keep in touch with close family, relatives, friends, and neighbours not only every day but on the most important days to them, such as big holidays. Once Turk Telecom has succeeded in getting customers onto their service to use smartphones, they can continue to maintain customer loyalty by upgrading their products and services as more and more resources become available. Let's look further into some of the steps that we'll use to implement these strategies.
The first step in a successful marketing strategy and implementation of that strategy comes from within. Before anything external can happen, things have to be functioning at an ultimate level internally within an organisation. First off, the marketing strategy should not be developed in isolation, as people cannot implement what they don't understand. The strategy needs to be communicated with staff in order for a successful strategy to take effect. Secondly, the culture of the organisation needs to be taken into account. Companies that stress competitiveness and entrepreneurship outperform those with cultures that stress internal cohesiveness or rules. In order to create and maintain customer loyalty, employees at sales level need to offer exceptional customer service. It means nothing to just offer great products and services if the customer interaction with the company is sour. The organisational structure has to be set out. Turk Telecom takes the form of a brand management organisation, as they have wide product lines sold to home